Hey everyone, Marty, Snider, Jeff Burton joining you here. We are excited to get to Nashville Superspeedway this weekend, Jeff. We kick off our coverage with NASCAR on NBC this weekend. I know you're excited to get there as well. Let's talk about this racetrack, Jeff. You know, it's a mile and a third. It's concrete. Looks like a mile and a half racetrack. Kind of races like a short track. How would you describe the racing at Nashville Superspeedway?
Well, Marty, I remember the first time we went back there. You know, Xfinity ran there, trucks ran there, Cup never did. But when we went there, everybody said, oh, my God, it's going to be a single groove racetrack. Nobody's going to be able to pass. And the exact opposite happened. It was unbelievable racing, and it's been like that ever since. It's multiple groove, run all over the place. And this car has put on great races at that racetrack. It surprised everybody. It was a pleasant surprise. And every race we've gone there has been a good race. And I'd expect the same this weekend.
You know, Rudy Fugle, the crew chief for William Byron, told me a couple of weeks ago, Jeff, that, you know, this Nashville track really kind of starts the summer stretch. And he said the hardest part of the season, because none of these tracks that are coming up in the next 10 races leading into the playoffs really apply to anything in the playoffs. Do you agree this kind of begins the toughest part of the schedule for the Cup Series?
Well, I think it does, Marty. And I think that if you it's 3 road courses and 2 super speedways in there. And this is, by the way, this is a part of the season that Rudy Fugle and William Byron have had trouble with. This is the part that they're concerned about. They've fallen off. William Byron's fallen off in the summer the last several years. It's important for them not to do that. And we're watching Chase Elliott. In my opinion, this is the race that kicked their year off last year. If you think about from this point to the playoffs, I thought the 9 car last year was the dominant car and a dominant driver. And it all started at this race, and they navigated themselves through this difficult part of the season. And it set them up remarkably well for the playoffs. So it's extremely important to go into the playoffs with all the bonus points, all the things you can get. And this 9 car did that last year.
So you see Chase Elliott's win there last year at Nashville. So let's have the debate. I mean, the math on paper does say that there is a points path for Chase Elliott to the playoffs. Do you agree with that, Jeff? Or does he have to win to be a part of the playoffs this year?
He ain't pointing himself in. I just don't see it. I just don't think you can. Look, you have to remember, we're going to get different winners too. And we talked about the uniqueness of these next 10 races. You're going to get some winners that haven't already won. And that's going to make it even that much harder for Chase Elliott to point himself in. So, no, I don't think he can point himself in. I think you just can't miss that many races, in my opinion, and find a way in the points. Now, having said that, it's possible if they went on just an unbelievable streak and had some help along the way with people having problems, it's a possibility. But I certainly, if I was Chase Elliott and Alan Gustafson, his crew chief, I certainly wouldn't be thinking that I was going to point my way in.
So, Jeff, let's talk about how crazy the racing has been lately. If you look at the last 3 races, there have been 3 different regular season points leaders, and it's been all over the map lately. Is that a sign to you of maybe more just consistency throughout the field, or does that show a lack of a dominant team so far in 2023?
So, if you think about this year to last year, we had a lot of different winners last year. I don't think we've had quite, that kind of chaos. But what we have had is it just seems like I feel like William Byron and his team, they've been the best team so far this year. But if you said, who's the 5th best team, I could pick 15 teams. You know what I mean? I could go and say this team, that team. And I just feel like it's just really close throughout there. And even William Byron, although I think he's been the best, he's not just stood above everybody. It's still very close. So when you watch a race and you have timing and scoring in front of you and you're able to look at how fast the cars are going, they are all very close in speed. It's just the unique amount of teams that we have that can make good lap time. The 28th place car, Marty, is going pretty quick. He's not a second off. The 28th place car is like 2 or 3 tenths of a second off. And it's just when it's that close, then all the little things make a difference, and it's hard to separate yourself.
All right, Jeff, a night race on Sunday night. That'll change things a little bit. So who do you like to get the victory lane in Nashville on Sunday?
Well, look, I think the team that that no one's really talking about is Denny Hamlin and that 11 team. They've had some issues. but they've had good speed. I feel like that team is poised to go on a bit of a run. He's the guy that I think is just in position. I like what they do there. I feel like Toyota's in good shape. I have a strong feeling that Denny Hamlin and his guys, they're ready to roll. And they've had some bad breaks. They've had some stuff happen to them that prevented them from winning some races. But I think they're capable of going on a run and winning 2 or 3 before the playoffs.
Hi, I'm Parker Kligerman. For more access like this from Pit Road, be sure to click and subscribe to the Motorsports on NBC YouTube channel.